Greetings everyone, and welcome to another special Halloween Closer Look video. Now, as we all know, Hammer Horror is mostly known for their gothic horror fare, but they did do a number of modern horror movies, specifically in the form of crime thrillers and proto-slashers and things like that. There's not a ton of them, but there are a few, and they're pretty worthy of note, I think. So I thought this time around we'd take a look at some of their more modern horror and crime thrillers. So that's what we're going to look at today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Yeah, so as I mentioned in the intro there aren't a ton of crime thrillers. Now, Hammer did do a lot of murder mysteries and film noirs and stuff like that, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ones that are more, serial killers or, obsessed murderers or things like that really kind of delve more into the horror category than the murder mystery category. So let's head on down to the black table and see what we've got for Hammer's crime thrillers. So sadly, there haven't been a lot of the crime thrillers that have been released individually, but I will show you the couple that I have. First up, we have Straight On Till Morning from 1974. Very tense little thriller. This is an interesting kind of side genre of horror I've always enjoyed. A lot of proto-slashers come out of this genre and whatnot, and you definitely consider those horror, and Hammer dabbled in that a little bit in the 70s. So very good. We got a photo from the film here. Very nice. Okay. So there we go. So taking a look at the extras here, we've got a few things. We've got a new interview with author and film historian Kim Newman. Dream Lover, Inside Straight On Till Morning. And audio commentary with actress Rita Tushingham and journalist Jonathan Southcott. And the original theatrical trailer. So that's a pretty nice little addition there of one of their thrillers. And then we have another one here, also from Scream Factory. These are both from Scream Factory. Also from 1974, Fear in the Night. Yes, very terrifying indeed. There we go. And we have Peter Cushing in this one too, with broken glasses apparently. Don't think he can see very well out of those, but maybe he can't afford a new pair. Maybe they weren't paying him very well at this point. I don't know. Anyway, Fear in the Night. Is it supposed to go that way? Yeah, it's supposed to go that way. Okay. And once again, no reversible cover, but we do have a snapshot of the film there of a tense moment. Very good. Okay. And then in terms of extras on this one, we have presented in 2 aspect ratios. Always nice when they do that. So you have the UK aspect ratio of 1.66 to 1 and the American aspect ratio of 1.85 to 1. We've got a new commentary by film historian Troy Howarth, a vintage interview with co-writer, producer, and director Jimmy Sangster, End of Term, Inside Fear in the Night, another audio commentary with Jimmy Sangster and Hammer Films historian Marcus Hearn, and the original theatrical trailer. There we go. Very nice. So that's pretty much it for the single crime thrillers, but there are a few others out there For example, in this set from Universal, the Hammer Horror 8-film set, we have a few. We've got Night Creatures, Paranoiac, and Nightmare. Now, I've mentioned this in other Hammer Closer Looks, that Scream Factory has actually re-released 5 of the 8 films in this set. So I'm hoping that they might have got the rights to the other 3 as well, and we might be getting some kind of special editions of those at some point. Because at this stage, we just have this set where all the movies are bare bones, and that's pretty much it. It's a nice little set. Certainly was affordable, but I'd much prefer the deluxe treatment that Scream Factory gives them. So here's hoping that we get individual editions of those 3 films as well. And then we turn our attention to Mill Creek, where they've actually put out some double features of some of the crime thrillers. We have this one here, which is Maniac and Die, Die, My Darling. And there we go. And these are all bare bones. It's just the movies and nothing else. But they're nice little additions, and they're quite affordable as well. So if you're just looking to add to your crime thrillers section of your Hammer library, this is a nice way to go. You can kind of keep all the different subgenres together. And then here we have another double feature, Never Take Candy from a Stranger, also known as Never Take Sweets from a Stranger, which was the UK title, and Scream of Fear, which was also known as Taste of Fear. I don't know why the slight differences. They don't like tasting fear in America, I guess, just screaming about it. I don't know. Anyway, once again, just bare bones on these ones. But, nice additions to the library. Now, that said, you can also get all 4 of those films as part of the Hammer 20-film collection. So, quite a nice set here indeed. And we do actually have a couple of others that fit into the crime thriller genre. We dare you to watch. Specifically, I'll just pull out the booklet here. It's a little easier to show you with this because we have the posters. So just take a quick look here. So Cash on Demand is more of a neo-noir, but it's quite good. We have The Snorkel. That's definitely a crime thriller. And then we have Maniac and Die, Die, My Darling again. We also have Stop Me Before I Kill. That's a good one. Never Take Candy from a Stranger again. You can see that they're all included here. And then Scream of Fear. And then we also have Terror of the Tongs and Stranglers of Bombay. You could call those crime thrillers of a sort, but they're more kind of, I don't know. So I don't know what genre you'd call them. Racially out of date, maybe, would be the genre. But yeah, some of these films are clearly from a different time, and we don't sort of go down that road if we can help it. Just kind of watch them with the right historical context in mind, I think. Anyway, this is a great set. There's some terrific films in here, and a lot of which are not available on Blu-ray anywhere else. So this is it if you want to get a lot of those. And it's a great collection. You can pause that and read all the titles if you like. There you go. We'll just pause here for a moment. If you've been watching my other closer looks about the Hammer horror films, you'll know that I've been mentioning Indicator a few times here and there whenever they've put out some notable individual releases that you might want to consider as an alternative to the Mill Creek sets. Well, this time around, we've actually got quite a few. As I mentioned, there's a lot of crime dramas and whatnot in the Mill Creek sets. Well, almost every single one of them has been re-released by Indicator. First, across several box sets. We'll just take a quick look at those, and you can just get a glimpse of all the films that have been released in these box sets so far. So they've done 6 volumes of the box sets. Now, the box sets are, of course, limited editions. Each one is limited to 6,000 units, and they are also Region B locked. But the nice thing about them is you get a big hard box, very sturdy, and each individual movie comes with a booklet all about the movie and all kinds of cool info in there. But as I say, they are very limited, so good luck getting them. They tend to sell out really fast. But the good news is, once they go out of print, Indicator re-releases the individual movies from those sets in non-limited editions. All the on-disc contents are the same. It's the same transfer of the movies. It's the same extras. It's the same everything. The only difference is you don't get the hard box to put them all in, and you don't get the booklets with them. But otherwise, everything on the disc is the same. So, going through some of the ones that they've released, we have Fanatic, which is also known as Die Die My Darling, which is, of course, the title that's on the Mill Creek set. And as you can see, absolutely loaded to the gills with extras. Lots of great stuff. And even has the alternative US title sequence, which is cool. Then we have Maniac. Once again, loaded with extras. I should reiterate, once again, all of these non-limited releases are region-free. So even if you don't have a region-free Blu-ray player, you can still play these without any problems. Next up, we have Never Take Sweets from a Stranger, which of course is the original UK title for Never Take Candy from a Stranger, as we got it on the Mill Creek sets. And quite a lot of extras on this one, as you can see. And once again, it does also include the alternate title sequence, which is pretty cool. Then we have Taste of Fear, which of course we got over here as Scream of Fear, the US title. And this one is just absolutely busting at the seams with extras. Yeah, I definitely suggest you pause the video and just read through these extras just so you can see how truly deluxe every single one of these releases is. Indicator really just pulls out all the stops for everything. They're just awesome. Next up, we have The Full Treatment, which was known in the US as Stop Me Before I Kill. And interestingly enough, the US cut, which is what we got on the Mill Creek set, is actually censored. It's about 2 minutes shorter than the UK version. So, yeah, you actually get both cuts on this version, which is pretty nice. Next up, we have The Snorkel. And once again, quite a lot of extras on this one as well. And a few honorable mentions here, since I gave them kind of a passing mention in the previous segment. They've also put out an individual release of Cash on Demand, which I really liked a lot. It's a really good, tight little thriller. And a nice selection of extras there. Not as loaded as some of the other releases, but still some good stuff there. And next up we have the Stranglers of Bombay. This one actually does have quite a lot of extras on it, as you can see. No less than 3 different cuts of the film. Yeah, that's something you don't get on the Mill Creek release, that's for sure. And then finally, we have The Terror of the Tongs. And quite a lot on this one as well. A few quick honorable mentions, just kind of while we're on a roll here. Indicator recently put out Volume 6 of their Hammer Films collection, and that contains Captain Clegg, also known as Night Creatures. Nightmare, which is one of the ones we're kind of wondering if we're going to get an individual release here or not. It's in that old Universal set, but there doesn't seem to be a Scream Factory re-release anywhere on the horizon. So, well, Indicator to the rescue. Also included in that set is The Phantom of the Opera, which, of course, we did get a really nice deluxe edition from Scream Factory. And finally, we have Shadow of the Cat, which is kind of notable in that it is available from Scream Factory here, but only in the Universal Horror box set, Volume 6. So it's not available individually, and you have to shell out for this big expensive box set if you want to get that. It bugs me because it's a Hammer film. Yes, it was released by Universal, but it's the only Hammer film that Scream Factory's released that they didn't put as part of their Hammer collection. It's in their Universal collection. So that just bugs me. So yeah, I think I'll probably be getting this Indicator release. So at this point in time, the box set is still currently available, so the 4 movies in it are not available individually yet. But it's only a matter of time before we get individual standard releases of them. And once again, being the box set, these particular 4 movies are still Region B locked. But once they release the standard non-limited versions, they should be region free like all the others. And there you go. And I think that's really it. That's all I sort of wanted to cover with the Indicator releases. Needless to say, I want to get all of them because, I mean, they're just such fantastic editions of every single one of those movies. And, I mean, if you're looking to have the definitive Hammer collection, why not get the best available editions of all the movies, right? Anyway, back to the rest of today's Closer Look. So that is pretty much it for the Crime Thriller collection. There are a lot of DVD sets of their film noirs and stuff like that, but I don't know, this particular genre is kind of bordering on the proto-slasher genre and stuff of that ilk, is a type of horror movie that I kind of like to set aside on its own and keep it away from the others. They did a lot of mysteries and stuff as well, which aren't quite in the thriller genre, but these ones all definitely are. And that's probably not how it would look on your shelf at all, because you would likely organize things differently. I tend to put the box sets at the beginning, and then the double features, and then the single features, and then categorize everything more or less by release date from there. Some of you might like to do it alphabetically. Whatever. It's your collection. Organize it however the heck you want. Anyway, that's a nice little look at the crime thrillers that are available in the Hammer library. Hope that helped. And there you go. Not a lot, but definitely some notable entries in the genre, and certainly welcome additions to any Hammer fan's library. Yeah, so as always, if you'd like to get any of the Blu-rays that you've seen in this video for your own collection, you will find Amazon links in the description down below, and as most of you will know, I do get a small kickback for when you use my Amazon links, so I really appreciate that, because it does help to support the show. So thank you very much to those of you who use my links. Well, that is it from me to you for now. So thank you very much for watching. Big thanks to my Patreon sponsors. Be sure to catch me on Twitch. I stream just about every day. And I will see you next time. Until then, thanks for watching, and sayonara.